getting paid like he's one of the better players in the league, which he is, and he's leaving money on the table.
He is.
We had it reported this weekend that Rafael Stone did it again.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the air, big-time players, superstars in the league, willing to take less money to be in the system that the Houston Rockets have created. Kevin Durant signs a 2-year, was it $90 million deal extension? So he will not just be here through the end of the season. He'll be here through the next couple of seasons, the next 3, I guess, if you consider this one as well, with those 2 years tacked on as well. He was eligible for a $120 million extension, max extension, which would have been $60 a year. He ultimately takes $30 fewer million on this 2-year contract in order to help kind of mitigate some things. You were headed into this year, or what you would have had on the back end of this year was $1.5 million, I think, somewhere around there, under the first apron. You'll now be above the first apron, but you still have room to navigate.
Yep.
And the prevailing thought is that should give you just enough room to sign Tari Eason to his rookie extension. The deadline for that deal, 5 p.m. today.
Yeah, you'll be hearing that real soon. You know, as people.
You think so? You're certain that
I think you will.
There's been reporting. I think David Aldridge of The Athletic reported as such. But are you in on the idea of Tari Eason extension?
Well, I think you have to at this point, despite the injuries, just because of how good he can be for you. But the other thing is, clearly this was something that was discussed well before Durant even came over here. I mean,
100%.
So this is part of the plan. And you know, kudos to Durant for doing that, for having this discussion, for understanding this isn't just a, you know what, end of my career. I'm just going to cash out. He's got more money than God will make salary before any endorsements or anything else. $598 million in his career.
Is that good?
Is that a lot of money?
He's going to make $600 million.
Thank you for your support, Colin.
More money than any player in NBA history, including LeBron.
For now.
Well, but still,
this thing continues to grow. But yeah,
you didn't answer the question, John.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a lot of money.
Thank you. We were waiting.
$600 million in
good journalism, Colin.
In salary. So he didn't need the money, but it's also a testament to him as a hooper. You know, he understands how the game is played and how the game for his next 2 years here, however long it's going to be, is going to help him.
And not to continue pocket watching, however, he also don't spend his money all that crazy. It seems like he is a very muted type of dude, although I don't know where he places all his money. I imagine that he's going to be living good for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love is it's a commitment, as you mentioned, that had already kind of been established. In fact, media day. I believe both Rafael Stone was kind of like playing coy, and Katie was like, yeah, I plan on being extended.
Yeah.
Right? So that was, if he's in that place, you figured it would get done. But it makes sense. Like, he seems to be the type of dude that would love Houston, right? Like, Houston is a very particular place. I saw it this weekend described as the biggest town in small town in the country, which I guess you could view it that way. Like, there's some small town charm to Houston, even though it's clearly a big city. He's not the dude that seems like he needs the big city. Like, he seems like he very much likes the particular charm of Houston. So it makes sense that you want to stay here. But maybe the bigger point that I heard the fellas of the fellas of Payne and Pendergast making earlier today, which is, look at how quickly someone like Kevin Durant absolutely would make this decision to sign an extension before setting foot on the court, and it makes 100%, leaving $30 million on the table, and it makes 100% sense. 4 years ago, if you tell somebody who is a Rockets fan, this is where you'll be in 4 years, would have been hard to believe, would have been hard to accept.
Well, there was no rebuild, per se. They just completely retooled and kind of went in different directions and got it done. No, this is fantastic for the Rockets. I mean, you can't ask for better, because you're going to get your guys taken care of. They're not going to be griping. He's going to get an opportunity to play with at a very high level with a contending team. This is terrific for the Texans.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm very, very excited for it. It feels like they have now. There's an urgency, but there's not a rush. If you understand the distinction I'm trying to make there, right? There's clearly an urgency. They've now put themselves in a place after being second in the West. It's championship expectations.
Yeah,
but they have a 3-year window, especially once we get the news that we're expecting Tari Eason rookie extension. You have that core built, and it's a core that goes all the way through 8. Right? Like I
saw 27, 28, yes.
Well, no, not through 28, but like eight players deep.
Oh, gotcha.
Which feels like, again, to maybe give even more credit to Rafael Stone, it's kind of incredible that they're here, that they were able to position themselves and then pivot quick enough. I'm amazed by all the teams. This one, not necessarily the Thunder because they've been planning this out for a long time. The Pacers that have looked up and been able to find a way in the new era of the NBA that you couldn't necessarily CB changes were reactionary, but it's no longer about how many star players can you mold together. It's how can you make a team that's 1 through 8 really strong, because you're going to need all of them. The Rockets are firmly there, but they also have the high-end talent.
Well, it is that you still would like to have the top 3 guys, the big 3, so to speak, but they're well on their way to doing that as well at the very top of this roster. With a man and obviously Şengün and Durant, so they're more on their way to that.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this, and even more excited for the fact that season starts tomorrow against the reigning champs.
Question. So it feels, well, not question really. It feels like that, we kind of in all this forget that Fred VanVleet's out for the year.
No, we do. I mean, I don't know that we forget it. It's clearly an undercurrent for all of this. It is worth noting that he signed a 2-year extension, right? And it's a 1-and-1 with the player option. That player option for next year is picked up.
Oh,
right?
for
Like that's picked up. I don't think you come off an injury and go, let me hit the market.
Yeah, you got Reed Shepherd though, and I think I know all the talks about Kevin Durant and all that, but I think Reed Shepherd's going to be my player to watch this season.
Okay, it's a big one.
I think he's going to be very key down the line.